Greetings, duplicants, and welcome to the breach. This is episode 3, so let's get into it. On the last episode, we set up our toilets and washing basins. We set up the water sieve and the overflow. We also dug down and created a rather substantial carbon dioxide pit. And we started to close off some of the sections that were producing a lot of heat and putting it into our base. So this episode, we are going to concentrate on accessing the natural gas geyser resource at the top and also the cold water geyser, salt geyser here. Right, to do that, I think we want to go up. Go round this water and go in from the side into this biome because we want to get all the water to the bottom. Then we also need to cut a large area off and start pumping the natural gas out eventually. We want to build an area to store the cold water because we maybe don't need it just yet, but getting it stored as soon as possible is best. Even though this seems like a really simple task, it's a very good idea to keep an eagle eye on your duplicates so they don't do anything stupid or manage to break the rules of physics and catapults don't transport themselves to somewhere where you can't just rescue them really quickly or easily. I'm going to stick with the 4 height spacing between the floors. I'll be using this area initially for hamster wheels, batteries, etc. for the deodorizers when we enter the swamp biome. There are a number of benefits for entering the swamp biome first, one of them being the access to the mushrooms, the extra oxygen that you can make from deodorizing polluted oxygen. You gain access to sedimentary rock, igneous rock and gold amalgam for making pumps out of. Looking at that water, I may be regretting slightly not amalgamating all the water at the start like I normally do. It's okay, it's not bothering me too much. No, honestly, it's not. I do have a problem with my plan at the moment. My digger can't cut through the abyssalite. Might have to go back to the drawing board. So let's get on with a plan B. This area is a mixture of hydrogen, some oxygen, some polluted oxygen and some chlorine. And we're going to want to dig in there. If we're going in there, we don't want to release a lot of polluted oxygen into the base. Let's have a look at what the printing pod has for us. So tidying, decorating, increased agriculture, no food poisoning, and the good negative trait of unpracticed artists. Yeah, it's not bad. Rocketry supplying. Oh, bottomless stomach though, not interested. Rocketry and research, very nice. Increased food morale bonus, snorer. Right. We could just build him his own. No, because I want to have a rocket pilot that can go into a spaceship with other duplicants. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the bristleberry. I'm thinking of that. Yeah, we'll just keep on going. So, back to the plan. So to put another power source, because this is just going to power these deodorizers. So, we're going to dig down, we're going to excavate some slime, we're going to get some reed fibre ready for our outflow for our toilets. I'm going to see what's in here. Looks like it's just a desk. Because what we need to do is we need to improve the skills of our duplicants so we can eventually get them to dig through a bit of light. So, algae is for us. Submit the bioscan and let's see what's actually in there. Oh, just lockers. So who should we give? I think we'll give it to Francis. He can have a snazzy suit. As soon as we gave Francis the snazzy suit, we'll give Brothgar a seat in the neurovacillator. Diver's lung, excellent. Let's dig that up. Right, so We've now got some mushrooms. We can get them back here quickly. While we're here, we will add the micro musher. One slime biome completely dug out. My skills have improved enough that I can dig through the abyssalite now. I want to dig this small biome out while not letting too much slime lung into my base. I'll also pump out the water into the other slime biome. I'm also going to set up a temporary natural gas generator to help pump the liquid out towards the other slime biome. When I do these voiceovers, some of it is done at the time of playing, which is I do a lot less often, and most of it is done after the fact. So this second slime biome, between the excavation and building the natural gas trap, took about an hour and 20 minutes. So the first thing I do is watch the full hour and 20 minutes and get an idea of what I have to work with and how I'm going to edit it down. I edited out all the superfluous stuff like the duplicates that I decided not to take, etc. I then rewatched this new edit and cut out the boring bits where I'm just generally just waiting for the duplicates to catch up with what I've already told them to do. So you understand that I've seen this section quite a few times before I decide to do the voiceover, and the thing that I've learned is even after all the hours I've put into this game, I still make stupid errors. I honestly could have done this build a lot more efficiently looking back on it now, and I'll try and point out these errors as I come across them. So you can see that I put in the water pipe. This could have waited till later, until after I'd got the natural gas generators set up. Gas and water pumps are quite heavy use for just a hamster wheel. I will be building a fairly large gas trap because I don't rely on any of the techniques like infinite gas storage. Once you have access to gold amalgam, you can extract natural gas from a vent. Copper ore unfortunately has too low a melting point and gets overheated by the gas. But do I do it? No, I don't. I build things out of copper ore like an idiot. You'll notice that I'm carefully digging around the gas vent because I don't want to release any of the natural gas into the environment at the moment. The less polluted oxygen in the gas trap, the better. I will eventually want to pump all the gas out of the gas trap to get rid of every last bit so it's not damaging my generators, but we'll worry about that later on. You might be wondering where all the duplicates are at the moment, and so am I. Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're building that water pipe I did at the start. So now the water pipe is completed, we'll have a lot more hands to do the digging. I do only have one good digger at the moment. I am on the lookout for another one, but I haven't been lucky or blessed yet. We're now at cycle 52 and I think it's time that we got round to planting a few seeds. I'm going to lay down 10 farm tiles, which is enough to supply food for 2 duplicants. I'll be adding more farm tiles slowly over the next few cycles because I don't want to be wasting resources with my food going off because I can't freeze them at the moment. If you look at the base, I've added some nice decorations for the duplicants and I've also built an infinite storage area. I'll be diversifying my food production over the next few cycles, so that's all to come in the future episodes. But for now, back to the gas collection hood. So you can see that I've started laying down the insulated tiles and I'm making a fairly large area because you've got to remember this gas vent doesn't overpressure until 5 kilograms. I will be relying on the natural gas to produce most of my power needs for a long time. I'll be supplementing that by hydrogen once I've got an oxygen production set up. I'll probably be building a Rodriguez. Then hopefully late game I'll be tapping into the volcanoes to produce a hydrothermal power plant so I can access the renewable igneous rock supplies from that. Here I am setting up the liquid lock. This has been done in the smaller area, the top of the collection hood, so I can access the vent straight away. This will allow me to collect as much natural gas as possible during this cycle. I don't want to be burning through my coal reserves too early in the game. I'm going to use water for the liquid lock because that's what I have available, but any liquid's good as long as it doesn't off gas, which I once did it with polluted water and I couldn't work out for a long time why I kept getting polluted oxygen in my gas feed. The lock isn't going to be a permanent feature, it's just here to allow me to access the gas hood while I'm building and when I'm going to be analysing the vent itself. Eventually I'll brick it off because the gas does come out at 150 degrees Celsius and the last thing I want to do is to have that water turn into steam and natural gas be spewing out of the collection area. And here I eventually remembered to build some deodorizers because I want to be turning that sand into clay for ceramics later on. Construction slows down a little bit here because I've only got one duplicant that can cut through the abyssalite. But I'm really trying to get that top section completed so I can open up the gas vent so I'm getting the benefit of its eruptions. I do build an extra hamster wheel to power the water pump. Hamster wheels aren't wasted effort because I'll need to get all of my duplicants into a good athletic skill so I can put them all into atmospheric suits later on. So I will be making a gym to power a incubator, etc. You'll recall me talking about building things out of gold amalgam. Well, here's me building the natural gas generator out of copper, which I will regret later on. The vent now has a greater volume to off gas into, and we can concentrate on sealing up the lower section. Building this gas filter out of copper ore is a mistake as well. I'll be pumping all the gases that aren't natural gas out into the other slime biome because I will be dealing with the polluted oxygen there. As this natural gas generator here is only going to be temporary, this new pipeline will also eventually ship the natural gas to where I'm going to temporarily set up my power production. As is the way with Oni, build something temporary, and then once you've got the resources and the skills, build something permanent. Well, this is an obvious choice. We're going to take meat +8 cooking buff, and the only negative is he's got a small bladder. He will become the main cook for our base. We'll quickly get him into the cooking skill and then sort out his priorities and those of Brothgar, who is our other cook. Now we eventually seal off the gas collection hood. Then we build a gas tank so we can store a little bit of natural gas before we feed it into the gas generator. Then we take the outflow from the generator, the carbon dioxide, and bridge it over into our outflow pipe. So there we have it, our setup to use the natural gas to clear out all the polluted oxygen from our gas collection area. We can turn on the water pump to start pumping that polluted water into our other slime biome, and we can finish up tidying inside our gas collection area. It's here I realise that the gas tank's filling up really fast, so I'm going to build another 2 gas tanks, so I'm continuously pumping out gases to hopefully get rid of as much of the polluted oxygen as I can. A quick look at the gas overlay, looks like I'm still pumping out polluted oxygen, so that's all good. And here we are removing the last of the slime, so that's the last chance of anything off-gassing into here. So the last things we need to do in here is, once it's stopped venting, is to get our scientists to analyse the vent and add some automation to the gas pump. The pumping we've been doing and the increasing gas pressure has finally pushed all of the polluted oxygen right to the top. We'll probably have to wait until the vent has stopped outgassing to be able to get rid of that last polluted oxygen. Now we're going to need some automation as well and some smart batteries, so time to build a rock crusher and produce a little bit of copper metal. I know I did say that this was only a temporary setup, but I do feel I need to add a bit of automation. I don't want to be burning off all of that natural gas without it being used for something important. While editing this down, I've realised that I'm not going to have time to fit in the build to tap into the cool slush geyser. Well, that'll be something to do in the next episode. As you can see, the things that I built with copper ore are now taking heat damage because I didn't build them with gold amalgam. So I best get round to upgrading. At the moment I haven't really thought up a name for this playthrough, so if you've got any ideas, shove them down in the comment section below. Now we can add in some automation for the gas pump as well. Well, that's it for episode 3. I didn't get completed what I wanted to, but that was a lot of more work than I expected. I keep forgetting that I'm only 65 cycles in and digging is taking a lot longer than I would like. I'd like to thank you for watching and I hope you'll join me for episode 4, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.